hello. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Who's there? Who's there first to join us this lovely Thursday evening? Hello, who's there? Hello, Anchuku. How are you? Joke, good evening. How are you? Theophilus, how are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, Jake. Thank you for joining this evening. Nkiru, I can't help but say Pastor Nkiru, but I know you warned me. Innocent, good evening. Amarachi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Justin, do you know? Houston. Excuse me, Houston. Amarachi, good evening. Good evening, Rick. How are you today? Thank you all for joining. As you are coming in, please, guys, let's continue to share. Let's start sharing. I can see that some people have shared already, so that's why I said continue. So, guys, can we all share? Because one person has shared, I can see already. Evans, good evening. Good evening, Ayo. How are you? Thank you all for joining us this evening. It's a book review today, the last book review. I haven't gotten over it yet. I'm still just thinking and amazed by the information that I was able to attain during that book review. I really just can't wait for this one today. Primrose, good evening. Hello, Charles. Good evening. How are you? Thank you all for joining. Thank you. So please continue to share. Amy, good evening. How are you? Thank you all for sharing. I can see some people have shared now as well, so thank you very much. But remember, don't just share, also invite your friends, because when you share, it goes onto your page, but when you invite your friends, they feel honored and they will join you if they can. Clemens, good evening. Duna, good evening. How are you? Pastor Edwin, thank you for joining. Oluwatoyin, good evening. How are you? Yakubu, good evening. Or Farida, good evening. Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a book review, and the book title is What Do You Do With Your Time? That's a good question. That is really a question for me. What do I do with my time? What do you do with your time? So I really don't know what the content of this would be. I know that Dr. Sunday is big on time and conversion, but I don't know which angle this will be all about, but I really can't wait to hear the review. Holiness, good evening. How are you? Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the love, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Dr. Sunday is here. He's going to start the book review once I turn the camera to him, and I will do that in a little while. I just want to say hello to as many people as possible as they're coming in. So, good evening. Hello. Is there anyone I haven't said hello to? I don't think so. I think I've said hello to everyone actually that came in, and I can see their names. So I think we will continue. So without further ado, do the sharing one more time. So share, and invite your friends. And I'll just turn the camera to Dr. Sunday right now.
Can you first of all find out from them, let them write to you and tell you how the quality is?
Okay, guys, Dr. Sundays just made a very good suggestion. What's the quality of sound? So can you all hear me very well? Because I take that for granted sometimes, and I shouldn't. I've had so much experience with this, and I should know better. So guys, can you check the quality of sound? If everything sounds great, let me know so that we can continue. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much, Ayo, for letting us know. So Ayo is saying the sound is good. I can see Evans' thumbs up. Thank you very much, Evans. I cannot miss your thumbs up because your profile picture is just top notch. Quality is good. That's Rick also saying that. Thank you very much, Rick. Annie Chukwu is saying quality is very good. Thank you very much. Good quality. Innocent is saying. Holiness is saying sound cool. Very well. Thank you very much. So we're going to continue now. I'll turn the camera to Dr. Sunday.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming on board today. We do different things every day in the evening. Sometimes we do kingdom fruits, sometimes they look at various godly virtues, or they call attributes that, God has helped me to develop over the years, and also that God could help you to develop, and for you to know that ordinary people could actually make themselves into whoever they want to become. So that's why they do the attributes that people have seen in Dr. Sandra Adelaja that reflect Christ, and that depicts what most of us aspire to become or to do. So, but today is another of our programs. What we do is we look at some of my books. We examine my books. And the book we're going to examine today is the book that Pastor Rick helped me to edit. I don't know if you can see the book very well. What do you do with your time? What do you do with your time? Can you believe it, Maiwa and others, that there used to be a time that I used to have this dilemma?
No. I can't believe it.
But now, God has helped me so much, and I've helped myself so much to answer that dilemma that, to me, is one of the most satisfactory things I've achieved in my life. And that satisfaction is coming from the fact that I don't ever need to bother myself or be lost ever, even for 1 minute, on what to do with my time. Even though in this book and in my philosophy in general, I sometimes talk about engaging only maybe 60% of your day and of your time. Then leave the rest of the 40% for maneuvering, for pleasure, for recreation, and for work, or for anything you need to use it for. So nevertheless, what I'm saying is that I'm not born like this, or I was not born like this. I was not born knowing exactly what to do with time. I was born like every other person, not knowing what to do with time. And I used to remember those frustrating days and those days of ignorance. I will actually leave my home just to wander. Wander, not like in wonder, but like in wandering. I will actually leave my home, walking around the city or walking around the town, wandering around the town, just because I don't know what to do with my time. I didn't know what to do with my time. So believe it or not, there used to be a time when I was so clueless and so directionless that there used to be a time that I would actually leave my house, not going to any specific place, and because I didn't know where to go to or what to do. And there used to be a time that I used to be so bored in my house. This was in Nigeria, and this was even in Russia here while I was already in Europe. I would be so bored that I would just leave my house, dress up, and be hoping that I will meet something interesting or see something interesting in town. Especially when I was a young man, a student here in summer. Here you used to have winter, we still have it, winter, spring, autumn, and But in summer, it's like everybody's been waiting for it. Everybody just want to shine. And here I am at home by myself because all the guys in the school and in the university, that's the time for them, especially, that's the time for them to go out with girls and dating and, flirting around and drinking and just all kind of things. So I used to be the only one left in the dormitory, and I would not know what to do because I used to do 6 hours a day in the library, but I'm talking about holiday time, but when it's out of school time. The school is closed, the library is closed, and I just, even if I read, I will still feel like I need to, find some recreation, and I'll just be walking around because life was boring without me doing what anything specific. So this book, What Do You Do With Your Time? It's not coming, the title is not coming from just nowhere. It's coming from actually being in that place of confusion, frustration, pain, coming from not knowing what to do with time. Do you know that there are still people like that in the world today? That time weighs heavily on them as a burden. In fact, there used to be a time for me that I used to actually pray that the day would go faster, that the day was too slow. So this sounds like something absolutely incredible now. But this is what was my reality, and my reality was that I didn't know what to do with time. Time was like a burden to me. Time was like a heavy load that I didn't know where to put. So as a result of this confusion and ignorance, that is why I started to watch movies. I was never excited. I'm never a movie guy. I don't like it. But because movie kind of became my solution for some reason, movie kind of became my hiding place. So I could just go and watch movies so that I would not need to worry about where to spend my time or where to or how to get rid of my time. Can you believe it? And now I can imagine there are probably a lot of people still living like that, looking for movies or series, television series or just movies, because it helps them to wind away the time. It helps them to kill the time. And you remember I used to even live in Africa. I used to go about, walking about with my friends and asking them, hey, what can we do to kill time today? So I've been there before. But today, can you believe it? Look at the title again. I am now the same person writing the book on what to do with your time. So this book is supposed to be an answer book. Actually, my original title for it was What to Do with Your Time. But I thought it might not be clear enough. What to do with your time. So we call it, What Do You Do With Your Time? This is not a question. This is like a direction. What do you do with your time? That is like what you ought to be doing with your time, or what you could be doing with your time. And I hope that this book will really provide a long, sorted answer for a lot of people who have wondered, what on earth can you do with this time that is just coming every day and I need to do something with it? What in the world can I do with time that is weighing so heavily on me like a burden? What can I do with time? Well, here we are with the answer at last. I don't know if anybody ever wrote a book like this, but this is not a book on time management, no. This is a book about how to make you the owner, the landlord, and the controller general of your time. This is teaching you about how to possess your time, dominate it, so much that you will know exactly how to maximize it, how to derive the best out of it for it to begin to work for you. So this is a book about the skills that you will need to actually learn to be a master over time, and how to make time become your servant. This book is about how to make money from time. This book is about the ability to view time and look at time as a money-making venture for yourself. So this book is a book about treating time like God wants us to treat it, and viewing time as your greatest resource and your greatest source of wealth. So this book is not for small people. This book is for grown-ups, people who have encountered the dilemma of time, and people who want to begin to maximize it, Those who really wish to begin to make time work for them. People who wish to make time begin to yield them something. So that's who this book is for. But when you look at the cover of this book, you will see that on top of it, there is a quotation that I put in the beginning there. This quotation is from J.R.R. Tolkien, and it says, "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." So Tolkien actually views time with such relevance and importance that he thinks that our whole life is about deciding what to do with the time that God has given to us. That there is just one question to resolve in life. It's what to do with time. One question that you are supposed to answer, that you are supposed to resolve with your life. If I had gone out and I've asked you, or gone out to the main street of any country to ask them just one question, about one question that they think they must answer in life, I'm not sure any human being will mention time. Yet, this man got it just right. That the only question, maybe one of the most important questions that you ever need to answer to make your life meaningful and to make your life worth it is, hey, wait a minute. What am I doing with my time? What can I do with my time? What do I do with my time? So that's why this book, oh, what an answer to a lot of people's cry. I'm sure a lot of people actually are still like me, trying to kill time, trying to waste them, trying to spend time. Can you imagine that for them there is an answer now? Because each time I read about time, especially from motivational speakers and even preachers and business guru, I'm surprised that the only aspect of time that most of them talk about is only time management. But you know what time management is? Time management really is one of the subjects in BMA, in business schools. And the reason time management is a subject in the universities is because that is one of those subjects that is designed to make you serve Uncle Sam very well. Time management is all about coming from the perspective that what do you need to do? How do you need to manage your time better so that you will, most of the time, be able to do as many activities as possible. So time management is about activities, mainly. And time management is about how to manage all these my activities so that one doesn't run into the other, so that they will run smoothly. So time management is all about how to smoothly give your best to Uncle Sam and to live your life out in a way that somebody else has recommended for you to live. So time management is totally different from this subject that I'm addressing today. So what do you do with your time is not a time management book. What do you do with your time is a book about mastery. It's a book about lordship. It's a book about ownership. And it's also a book about destiny. Because I've never heard anybody talk about time management in terms of purpose and in time of calling. Time management is more discussed in terms of income, activities, results, business, money, maybe family, but not in the same concept that I'm thinking. Because in this book and in my own mind, time management is about, let's say I have 10 activities today. Today I have to do this, go to school, go and pick the kids, school run, my job, come back, cook for them, get it, just see this done, get this done, get this done. So time management is about activities of the following day, or the following week, or the following year. So time or the following years. So time management is about making order in my activities. Whereas what to do with your time is not about what you are doing today or what you need to do today to put it in order. No. It's about you discovering what you were meant to do on the earth before you came here. And now that you are here and you have discovered what you are meant to do, now go back to the end of your life. See and define for yourself who you are meant to be from heaven and what you are meant to accomplish. Then, from that position, build your life of today. So basically what that is saying is that by the age of 70 years old, let's say I'm going to live to be 70 or 50. No, I'm already 50. So let's say I'm going to live to 70. So I must look today to that time when I'm 70. Write down all the picture or the expectations of my greatest dream and aspiration by God, or how I see it at 70. So the best of myself that I've seen at 70 in harmony with God's ideas for my life, I now sit down and say, okay, That's where I'm going. So I'm now sitting down today, building my life, the pathway to my life, 70 years, 20 years from now, in my own case. Let me say it in a different way. I know that my goal is to eat the elephant, the big elephant. So, but I already have the size of the elephant. It's so big. So now that I have the big elephant before me, I can now sit down, cut that elephant into pieces. Once it's cut into pieces, then divide those elephants into 70 or into, from now, like if I'm 70, if I'm 50, into the next 20 years. So how much, okay, let's say I divide it first of all into, so between now and 70, that is 20 years. So I first of all divide the whole of the big elephant into 20. But that is for years, 20 years. Then I ask myself, how many months do I have in a year? Everybody can answer that. 12 months. So each 20 parts that I've divided the elephant into, I now take each part of those, of that elephant, of the 20 parts, which stands for a year, and now divide that each part into 12. Giving me thereby what? The amount of work or the amount of elephant, the amount of pieces of the elephant that I need to eat in a month. Since a month is still not a day, so I need to take that part. So I divided everything into 12 parts. Then I take each part, each month, and I divide it into 30 days. So I now know what pieces or what amount of elephant pieces that I'm supposed to eat in a single day. So it is different from time management, because time management is about, I must do this today, I must go to the laundry, I must go take the children to school. It's about making order in my activities of the day. But what I'm talking about is, I see the big challenge that is ahead of me, what I want to accomplish by lifetime. That is the big elephant. I now break it down from there into how many years I have between now and the time I'm saying, the next 20 years. Break it down year by year, but that is still not detailed enough for me to be able to handle. Then each part, I break down into 12 parts, because that's for every month. And then every month is still big for me to handle. So I break every month down to every day. So for me, I could then measure, have I been able to eat the piece for the day that I'm required to eat. And my assignment is just to do what I need to do for the day. As long as I'm eating every day the amount of that elephant that is required for the day, in the next 20 years, I will get to where I wish to be. Now, turn that around into your life aspirations and destinies. Draw a picture of it. Know what you want, how you would like it to be. Make a big fantasy of it. Everything you require to become like that. All those requirements, break them into yearly results and actions to get those results. Then break them down to monthly. What are the monthly efforts to get what particular result? Then break them down to daily. What are the efforts of the day I need to make to get this particular result in a day? Once I am, so that way my commitment, my life goal is reduced to a day activity. Once I know what I need to do by day, just follow the routine. Keep on doing the same thing. Just keep on eating elephant every day. The same amount. You will not even notice when you got to what your dream and aspiration has been. But Since it's not elephant we are eating, since we are talking about my life, how do I go about it? That is what this book is about. My wife is like, I've totally confused you, right? Or no? Or there is clarity?
It's clear, but it's foreign to my mind.
Yeah, because you are more familiar with time management, I'm sure. Yeah. But that is managing activities. This is managing destiny and life. Let's see what people are talking about before I go ahead to give them some more points.
Hello everyone, are you like me? My mind is just kind of like, okay, I've heard of time. Yes, I know what time. Dr. Sunday has spoken about it so many times again. But this difference between time management and managing and what you do with your time is totally like, whoa, in my head right now. I don't really know what to make of it. And I'm just waiting to hear what it's all about, because this explanation alone about the elephant, and then, you know, look forward to the end of your life and then make the plan, that's just too much for me so far, but we'll see towards the end. So let's go. So what do we have? Comments here. We have Vivian saying, yep, time utilization is on your evaluation in the USA. So I think at work, they call it time utilization in companies, and it's on your evaluation at work. So it goes with your description, I suppose. And then we have, who else? It's just greetings here. Who else is saying anything? It's just saying good evening, good evening. Okay, I think everyone is listening attentively. I think somebody says go ahead with thumbs up. I think everyone just wants to know what's going on and understand this book title very well. Nick is saying very true. Monica is saying hello to everyone. Good evening, dear sir. I'm just joining you back from Uncle Sam. Okay.
I'm just back.
Saying bye from Uncle Sam. Okay. All right. There's no comments per se. It's just more good evening, hello.
Okay, no problem. I go ahead. So this book will help you in different forms. And again, let me show you the book again. What do you do with your time? What do you do with your time? Okay, that's the book. So what do you expect to see in the book? Number one. Sorry, guys. Number one, the thing that you'll see in this book is that we attempt to talk about, chapter 1 says, life is supposed to be about purpose. So the very first thing that we speak about, or in this book, that you will discover in this book, is the fact that you don't just live. Don't just wake up in the morning and run enter skills, tired enough to go to bed and sleep. Your life is supposed to revolve around purpose. Then, another thing you'll see in this book is, after you discover and you know what your purpose is, we want to help you build your life around it. For a lot of people that I know, their lives are built around their children, especially women, or around their husbands. Some husbands also have built their lives around their families, around their kids, their wives. But a lot of people these days have built their lives around their religion, around their church, around their church activities. So these are all things that confuse you in life. Things that actually take you away from what you are created to do. Even religion is one of those. So that's why the next thing you will see here, apart from discovering that you are supposed to live for a purpose, is asking you another question. How do you waste your life? And the question you are going to see in this book is, where does your free time go? Okay, you go to work. We just assume that you find a job. Then what do you do? We're asking you as the reader the question. No, most people will not be able to answer that question. Where does it go? Where? Because a little there, a little there, a little there, a little there, everything just goes. Where does your free time go? Oh, I never have free time. Yeah. You never do, yeah. So we're going to help you to discover where it goes, where your free time goes. And we're going to help you to be challenged, to restructure your life. Not your life being spent on whatever comes up, what demands come up, but so that your life will be now built around that which is your purpose. So the next thing you will discover in this book is that time you have regained through discovering how you spend your extra time or your free time. We are now going to teach you about how to measure time. Once you know how to handle time, because you must be able to handle time, measure time, handle it, see it as tangible. Once you're able to do it, then we will begin to tell you, because for you to be able to use this thing, you must be able to handle it first. It must be tangible to you. So now that you are able to handle it, it's tangible to you, then you can tell it what to be. You can tell it to be like this. You can tell it to be like this. You can tell it to be like this. So once you are able to measure time, then you'll be able to give direction to time to become what you want of it, or derive from time that we should desire from it. You'll be able to be commanding time to produce for you your preferences, whatever you prefer. So that's one of the things that you will learn from this book, in this book. Another thing that we'll teach you about in this book is how to make sure that every single day of your life is converted to something. So we are going to be showing you in this book how to make a day produce products for you. For some people, the only product they will see in their lives would be once in 5 years, or once in 10 years, or once a year, something unique. But we want to get you to a place whereby you produce something unique and have results in your life. Not just once a year or once a month, but every day. So the next thing you are going to discover in this book is how to invest time rather than spend time, and rather than waste time. So you need to know how to invest time so that you don't waste it. You need to know how to invest time so that you don't spend it. Because time is life. So one of the things that this book is going to give you is that it's going to give you what I call time consciousness. You are going to be very conscious of time, and you would not like to just waste time any longer. One of my sayings in regards to this is that the man who panics and trembles over every minute of his life is the freest of all men. The man who trembles, panics, defending every minute of his life, is the freest of all time, is the freest of all men. So we are going to teach you in this book to become like that. Someone like that, someone of that quality. Then I'm going to address my contingents, or what they call them, my people that I see that I love, who are my followers, but I'm going to really confront them and address them in a rather merciless way, out of love. And you will understand the logic behind my attack against these people. And what is this attack about? I'm going to, this book, I have a whole chapter that is dedicated to challenging Christians and believers on the tradition of going to church. I'm sure a lot of people will be offended, but in this book, I'm saying, if it's not expedient, build your own personal relationship with God, love Him, walk with Him, just love on God. But if you can count the reason why you are going to church and why you think it's good for you, apart from just because somebody said, do not forsake the fellowship of your brothers or brethren, then of course you can go. But this book, I'm talking only in terms of expediency, which means if I don't go to church once a week or twice a week like I've been doing for the last 10 years, what could I have done with that time? So if I don't go to church to spend the 4 hours, because I need to travel there, come back and meet people, so minimum 4 hours a week. Those 4 hours, if I've been using it to read books, build plans, if I've been using or spending those 4 hours in the laboratory or a library, if I've been building projects or going to reach out to the needy, we have had more results. So I'm going to challenge Christians, and the challenge is not about, you count it, you calculate it. Calculate how much you have spent on church the last 10 years of your life, or the last 1 year even. And now calculate what you could have gotten otherwise. If you have been investing the same amount of time on self-development, for example, or on getting to know God, or on solitude, how much more will you have gotten? I know it's going to, like I said, it's going to anger a lot of people, but I'm about you being productive. I'm about you being fulfilled. And I'm not going to allow your anger or frustration to silence me. So here in this book, we are talking about the myth of Sunday. We're talking about African Christian as a case study. And in this book, I have another chapter altogether that says, what could you be doing rather than spending all those years in church? So here I say, what could you do with your time instead of just going to sit in church to please people? You know, I was talking yesterday, I don't know if some of you heard that story, that testimony. There is this lady that started listening to me, and she's a daughter of a pastor. And each time she tells anybody in Nigeria, she was studying in England and she went back to Nigeria now. But while she was in England, she started to listen to me. And of course, she changed. So when she got to Nigeria, she was trying to go to church really, she was trying. But what she was now seeing in church was like, it was just frustrating her, in me. And she just knew, you know what, I'm just wasting my time here. But she said, anybody that asks me what church do we go to, and I tell them I don't go to church. It's like everybody wants to get born again. They don't even know that she is much stronger now, even than them who want to take her to church. But in our culture, they are telling her you are backsliding just because you don't go to church. Whereby she is thinking you are backsliding because you go to church too much. So that is a confusion. People don't really realize in my country that it's not about going to church. That it's about personal relationship with God. People don't even realize that. So this lady says, even people who are committing sin in her front, in her presence, are inviting her to church. People who are indulging themselves in what she doesn't even do. They are now inviting her to go and join them in the church. Whereas they are worse. And she is getting herself solidified each time she's at home. Because she's at home, she's doing her own seeking God, seeking the face of God, discovering God, closeness to God. So while she's at home, she's not just playing around. She's getting to know God big time. And she's working on the word becoming flesh on her. So she has really grown greater. But people don't recognize that. As long as you go to church, you are covered. So since this book is about pragmatism, it's about pragmatism, making your life to count at the end of the day. That's what this book is about. So I'm going to challenge everything that is killing your time. Everything that's making your life not to be pragmatic. Everything that is wasting you away. You might not want to hear it. It's your choice. You don't have to hear it. But as a teacher and as a servant of God, as I have to obey God by mentioning those things that are holding you back, even if you don't want to hear it. I must be faithful to the truth. I must be committed to the truth. So I have a whole chapter here trying to tell people what they should rather do and what they will receive as a result if they stay back home from going to church at least, a few times a week. Maybe just go to church once a month for reconnection. Otherwise, seek God. Go for solitude. Go and immerse yourself in some teachings. Change your life around. Build your own projects. Plan. See ahead. A lot of things you could do. Before I go ahead, let's now see if people still have thoughts, because I'm finishing today on time, and because I have an appointment. Yeah.
Pierre is saying yes. Nick says, Dr. Sunday, not even once a week. I know an African church in London. People come there for 14 days. Prayer starts at 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 5 a.m. or maybe it's 5 p.m. to 10. Then we have Vivian saying, how to invest time so you don't waste time. Time consciousness keeps you free. Then Matthew is saying, taking command of your time by effective, relevant conversion. Then we have Olukayode that says, there must be a time tag for everything we do on earth. Time.
Olukayode what?
Olukayode Epundayo.
I think he's having his birthday today.
I'm not sure. Is it your birthday today, Olukayode?
I think so. Because if you go to the messenger, I think some people are congratulating you.
Well, happy birthday, Olukayode. If it is your birthday today, then let me just read your comment here. It says, there must be a time tag for everything we do on earth. Time is the greatest wealth. Time is life. Time to upload and time to download. Time must be properly managed for efficiency, delivery of our life's goal. Okay, but Dr. Sunday did say it's not time management this book is about. And Reverend Rosen is just saying, I'm here. Welcome, Reverend Rosen. Somebody is saying, Annie Chukwu says, see Ecclesiastes 3:1. I don't know what's in that. Amy says, very clear, perfect. Evan says, does our time always belong to us? Question. Or do we make consideration of others' time? That's a question from Evan. And then...
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said you only plan out 60% of your time so that you have the other 40% as maneuver, or do your chores, or do your whatever you need to do with your family, or to consider other people, or, you know. Yep.
Brilliant. We have Anthony saying, amazing thoughts, I like. So Evans, to your question, Dr. Sunday said that he's already mentioned, which he has, that you should plan 60% of your time as this book has been written, and then the 40% you can use it for your family and other things that comes up. But 60% of it must be planned for your purpose. And then we have Annie Chukwe that says, words of wisdom from DSA. Nick again is saying, very true. Omonika is saying, good evening. Okay, I've read this already. Let me go back to the bottom of the page. Yes, thanks, blessings. Oh, it's your birthday today, Olukaide. Happy birthday again. Yes, it's his birthday. Pastor's email, Evans, is pastor@godembassy.org. So that's pastor@godembassy.org. Okay. I know. So Charles says, I know such ungodly church people. Church is more important than knowing God personally. That's from Charles. Okay, that's it. So we can continue.
Okay. Especially since I'm going to be through soon. So, one of the things that this book is going to teach you is that it's going to teach you about how to actually measure your life by concrete products that your life has been able to produce. So this book is going to tell you that you are living every day, and most of the time we don't even measure our lives. So this book will tell you that you should begin to measure your life, not just yearly, but you can actually measure your life daily. Sometimes you can even measure your life hourly. So this is what this book is going to do. And what is the greatest criteria that you could use to measure your life? That criteria is called product. Product. And I want to teach you, and this book will be telling you and teaching you how you could turn your time into concrete products. And that every hour of your life should actually be producing products, or in the process of production of products. So you should be having tangible product that you can show for the day you lived, or at least point out the process, the product that you are in the process of producing. So if you cannot measure your life by products, concrete, measurable products, it means you've been lost. You've not been doing anything tangible with your time. If you are doing anything worthwhile with your time, it will produce something. So this book is going to teach you on how to make your life result-oriented, and how to get the best result from not just your life in general, but from every day of your life. So at the end of the day, after reading this book, your life will be you'll be jam-packed with results and with products. Just like we see with the people that we profile in Kingdom Fruits. I mean, people like Anastasia McDonald, for example, just jam-packed with all kinds of products. What she's not been able to do in the last 30 years of her life. So what she couldn't do in 30 years, now in 1 year, she's full of products. Her life is full of products. Or yesterday we profiled Biden, for example. He's 30-something years old. He's not able to produce any product. Now his life is full of products. Just doesn't have enough time anymore. I mean, look at anyone, anybody. So this is the book that will really bring you there. It will bring you from time wasting into not just time investment, but it will bring you into time conversion and products production. Well, you know, is you ready? I'm sorry, they are stealing a few more of your minutes, but I have a conference call, which I'm going to try to delay for you to come and I think Mayowa might need to read some comments, and then she has to come to join that conference call as well. And then we'll see you in 1 hour's time. God bless you, everyone. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I've got some comments, yes.
And let them know where they could get the book.
Yes. Okay, let me tell you where you can get the book, first of all. The book is available on Amazon right now. So go to your Amazon, depending on the country that you're in. And also you can get it in Africa on Okada Books. So you can get it on both Amazon and Okada Books. So let me start with the comments. Prince is saying everything in life begins with time. Primrose says, I need to hear this today because I have been finding it difficult to manage my time, mostly with kids and all the activities they have going on. Well, get the books, Primrose. Amazon is available, so it's available on Amazon or Okada Books. And then we have Omonike that says, is saying happy birthday to King Golua Kayode. So that's for you, Kayode. Eric is wow. Vivian is saying thank you, Pastor. And then Kazim says hello, DSA, and the entire family. So glad to be back in school again. Okay, Kazim, thank you for letting us know. So guys, we have to go now because there is no more comments. You guys are not putting any more comments, and we have a meeting. So we'll be back in 1 hour. Don't miss this. You know, yesterday was so amazing. The Plague of Silence, and don't be like what's his name? Don't make the mistake of Martin Nemola. Yesterday was just amazing. And today we've got another great that Dr. Sunday is going to talk about. I cannot pronounce his name, but please don't miss it. The Plague of Silence at 9 p.m. Ukraine time. That's 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. So please don't miss it. We'll see you in 1 hour. Okay? I hope to see you. Take care. Bye.